We like to give Renee as much time as she needs before the show, so she feels ready.
You know athletes, they have their pre-game routine.
You got this. You've won championships. Multiple. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go! In 3, 2, 1. Let's go! No, that's too much. That's too much. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Bring it down. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Too much. 3, 2. Let's go! MoCo? No one will believe that. Welcome into Montgomery and Company. I'm your host, Renee Montgomery. Sports are back in full swing, baby, and we're going to talk about it. So let's start with the Atlanta Dream. The Atlanta Dream came back from Olympic break with all the energy. And if you know anything about me, when I'm at the Dream game, I'm all the way here for the high fives, the chest bumps, the let's goes. Whatever you need, I'm there. So I'm the energy spark plug. It's always go time when I'm there. And right now, it's go time as we enter into the last half of the WNBA season. And my Atlanta Dream, they came to play, baby. Okay, they came to play. And don't take it from me. Here are some sights and sounds from the game. TT, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Give us some love. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Y'all better stop. Yeah, TT. Yeah, TT. You earned that, man. You earned that. I'm proud of you. Love you. They grow up on you so fast, man. So we got the win over the Seattle Storm, the Connecticut Sun, and we got the win over the Phoenix Mercury. And on MoCo Monday, the Atlanta Dream are playing the Indiana Fever at State Farm Arena, and boy, I can't wait. I can't wait, y'all. All right. Now, last week, the Democratic National Convention took place in Chicago, and it was a star-studded event. You had your athletes, you had your entertainers, the political leaders all showed up and showed out to give support to VP Harris as she accepted the official nomination to be the Democratic Party's presidential candidate. The first Black woman, the first Asian woman, the first woman of color to lead a major party's presidential ticket is happening this year, baby. Let's go. There were appearances by Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama, and her braid, Olivia Pope, and Fitz from Scandal. Y'all, if you know, you know. Y'all might know them as Kerry Washington or Tony Goldwyn. There was Mindy Kaling, Patti LaBelle. That's just to name a few. And Michelle Obama, listen. Michelle Obama made an amazing speech at the DNC, and she let us know that, yes, the presidency is one of them black jobs you might have been talking about. One of my favorite quotes from her speech is when she said, "Hope is making a comeback." We could all use a little hope, and we all love a good comeback, okay? Atlanta represented big. I'm telling you, we won. I know it's not a competition, but Atlanta won when Lil Jon popped out during the Georgia delegates roll call. Atlanta is everywhere, and we love to see it. Lil Jon told the people, turn out for what? Listen, it was turned up. And when he meant turn out for what, he meant turn out these votes. So if you're not registered yet, please check, get registered, do all of the above, because this is the year, y'all. This is the time to make our voices heard. All right, so that brings me to my MVP of the week is the Atlanta Dream center, Tina Charles, who moved into the second place on the WNBA's all-time scoring list this past week. She passed up the Hall of Famer legend Tina Thompson, and now she stands second only to Diana Taurasi. Come on, UConn, bleed blue. So let's get into this week's episode. We'll be right back with more MoCo. Welcome into Let's Talk ATL, where we run down trending topics from the A that people everywhere are or will be talking about. All right, so let's get into it. We got our crew with us. Don Montgomery's back at it again, and David Perdue is joining us for this week's episode. Don is a journalist whose ears is always to the streets and in them Twitter streets. And then David Perdue, we got him. He's a comedian. He's funny, y'all. And he's the co-host of the What's Good Atlanta podcast.
Yeah.
All All right, so we cover 3 topics each week. We all throw our own out there. I'll start out. For me, what's on my brain is they just announced the lineup for One Music Fest. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You hear the sounds, you hear it.
Yeah.
And they did not disappoint. They got Cardi.
so good.
They got Cardi at the top of the ticket, Cardi B. They
Okay.
got Gunna, Jill Scott, Victoria Monet. We love Victoria. This is a Victoria Monet stand account right now here. And then they got Earth, Wind, and Fire too headlining it.
I'm actually going for that. Forget everybody else. They're added
Locked in.
people. Earth, Wind, and Fire. I need that.
Elements.
Okay, so this is the 15th annual One Music Fest. It's held at Piedmont Park. It'll be October 26th through 27th. Thoughts on the lineup? You said you going.
I'm going just for Earth, Wind, and Fire. Everybody else, it's nice.
So you're going for the old school
I'm going
group.
for the old
Love
school.
it.
I've seen Victoria. I love Cardi B. I've seen her. I think I've seen majority of the people that are coming.
Okay.
But to me, like Earth, Wind, and Fire is one of those. Anytime I get an opportunity to see them, I need to see them. Just like Roy Ayers, like people like that. So I'm excited.
Who you excited about? Did you see the list?
I didn't see the whole list, but what you said right there, I'm like, I'll love to be in the mix for that. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's so different.
It's like
This-
that meme. I would like to try.
I would like to try it. Yeah, but just the diversity of the lineup, I'm like, I want to see who all there. Because we talking about the Earth, Wind, and Fire crew and the Cardi B crew. I just want to see that mess.
It's gonna be intergenerational.
Yeah, what that look like. I just want to see what that look
And I'm
like.
gonna need an armband because I need to be comfortable.
No, I'm R-band status too now.
Yeah,
I didn't think
Like,
I was.
can't.
And the last time I was out at a concert, I said, I need an
General
armband.
population doesn't do it
Yeah, I
for me
can't.
no
I'm
more.
not gym pop no more.
What are y'all saying? Y'all need a what?
The armband.
Armband.
To let
Like, so
people know I'm
that you have
special.
VIP and you can
Yeah.
sit down and you can be
Yeah.
somewhere.
I'm
No, I'm
special.
not doing all that.
Okay.
I'm
Is that what
special.
y'all were saying?
Baby, my
Absolutely.
knees
Absolutely.
are not the same.
So is this a like what are we, the millennials? Because
Yeah.
y'all sounded
I'm an older
very-
millennial.
And it's very I'm luxury. Bump that.
Okay.
Because I just can't do that. Like on my feet.
Yeah.
No.
I just let an option. Like I would, if for certain stuff, I'll go. Like let me be in the mix.
Uh-huh.
But I want the option to go. I think I'm done right now. Give me a minute.
Okay, so I feel you. That's
Yeah.
I'm the
and to move around.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I'm the crew that I'm a little bit. I like to watch it from the comforts of my own home, whatever it may be.
That too.
I want my
I'm with
own
you on that.
snacks. I want my own drink right here that
Yeah,
I
you
can
can go
just,
to the bathroom when you need to go.
Yeah, see, I'm that group that I know that's not the. I like to enjoy it from home. There's no sporting event that I would like to attend that I wouldn't rather be at home attending. Maybe it's the athlete in me. I'm used to being in those environments.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I
Right.
can imagine the electricity.
Sure.
I've been in it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
y'all
Right.
like to have a chance not to be elbowing. I don't even really want to be there. that's just me. I mean, I'm just saying there's a group, and I know I got a tribe where we like it inside. It's like, it's so nice
You can
in this
control the
house.
weather.
Yes.
I can control the weather.
That's it.
I can control the people, the company in
Yeah.
there. It smells good.
No, I know that's right.
The controlled
Okay.
environment
Why
is definitely
y'all
better.
outside and you ain't took no bath?
I think some people purposely go to
Before
these
you
things.
come to a festival, I don't care if you took a bath last night. Wake back up
Be
and
real
range
fresh.
off. Range off the
Yeah,
next day.
that's
before
just
you
being a
get
good
around
member of the
everybody else.
community.
I mean, but that's hygiene. Sometimes I always wondered. I used to think that people could smell it themselves, but then I found out that they can't. Yes.
I got an idea. You know how they have hydration stations for people to stay hydrated?
Uh-huh.
Let's get a you smell bad station
Okay.
and be like, hey, the community said you're not what you should be.
But
So you
that's
go to
but
the-
who's going to take them to that station?
But
They
I
don't
would do
know.
No,
Give
this
me- give me an
yeah, I'm about to say
armband
that's what the
and I will
armband
escort
come in.
you.
It's gonna be the armband people.
Okay,
like you want
see,
my
y'all
experience.
It's
smell.
giving like y'all
I
already.
need 5 minutes in the shower.
Y'all have already elevated yourselves to management. Nobody called y'all admin.
I do that every room I go in.
I can't. All right, so that's all I got from One Music Fest. Apparently, they want to have VIP wristbands to attend. They want to be on patrol of who doesn't and does smell good.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I didn't know that's where we were
Just
going.
take a bath.
Just take a bath.
Okay, so that's what they took from One Music Fest lineup. What y'all got? What you got, David?
All right. So in the news, I saw that Howard University for their homecoming, they're not doing tailgate. They're not going to do
Take away
tailgate for
the
the
culture.
homecoming. And so I just want to look into the camera and say, AUC, don't get no ideas. Don't get no ideas. As a Morris alum, if you take this from me this year, I'd have missed the last 3 homecomings because I was working. And this is the one I know I'm going to be present for. So if y'all do this to
When
me,
is y'all's homecoming?
the end of October. So I think it's like the 26th.
So why did they take it
I
away?
might have to be his
to
plus
have
one.
a more
She
like
just invited herself, by the way.
come
But
on.
Plus one.
Oh, most definitely. You are more than invited. No, so I think what Howard is trying to do is have I guess they have a more family friendly experience.
That is
so
family friendly.
That's what I said.
yeah, I'm missing it.
Tailgating
So
is
what's
a huge part of like football.
Yes.
Period. And
Yes.
It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm confused.
So I think maybe as someone who's gone to a few homecomings at the AU, there are moments of it where you go, all right, it's time for the kids to go away.
Well, then they should just put like a time limit, like, family friendly until 4 p.m.
Yeah, then get out of here and let us have some fun.
And then when the night comes, peace
I
out.
just don't want the AUC to get no ideas.
So I'm assuming that's how they felt about the tailgating, that there's some stuff in there that is not allowed for the children.
But it's part of the experience.
Oh,
it is part of, no, I would say this. So I remember my senior year at Morehouse, my brother was a high school senior, and I took him to home. He wasn't sure what college he was going to. I took him to homecoming. He was like, I know where I'm going.
You will make your choice. Being at a tailgate.
It is
that.
You get that first piece of fried fish or a link from somebody.
I call it Black Christmas. I call it Black Christmas.
Their stories and all that.
Yeah, it's Black Christmas. Legitimately.
HBCU homecomings are Black
It's
Christmas.
Black Christmas.
I like that.
There's really a spiritual moment where you look out and you see all these brilliant, beautiful Black faces.
I feel you that.
Who from different, classes all coming together to celebrate. Now, have I seen a football game? Not one time.
Okay.
Not one time. I don't know who wins. It's not about. But that experience, and you meet people, and you meet your OGs, you meet the young people. You just like, look, we all family.
No, I feel you on that.
It's a moment.
I've been in those experiences where you look around and you just feel like home, and hence it's Black Christmas.
Black Christmas.
Don, what you got for us? I'm scared after October Libra.
No, because we're talking about football. Let's stay there.
Okay.
So this year is the 33rd annual Corky Kell Classic. Yay! And if you are a high school football fan in the South, Corky Kell Classic is huge. It brings around about 11 to 12 high school football teams across the state. They show up at different locations, like about 3 or 4 locations. And then some of the teams that advance actually play in Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, snap.
So when you get to the Benz, it's like this huge thing that goes on. And I think my first experience was when I first moved here back in May 07. It took me maybe 2 or 3 months to get kind of settled with my son at the time, was a single parent. And one of our first events was Corky Kell, and we happened to be driving by the Dome because we know the Dome doesn't exist anymore. Be driving by the Dome and seeing these people walking. I'm from Mississippi. We see a whole lot of people walking. And I'm like, let me pull over because I see people tailgating, food, all of the things. I'm like, let's go get us a sandwich, see what's going on. So we go and see what's going on, and we walk into the Dome, and it's just like teams everywhere, team flags, cheerleaders, bands, everything. And it's just one of the biggest things that I feel like anybody, you don't even have to be a sports fan. Just go to the Mercedes-Benz to support Corky Kell Classic. It's huge.
That's fire. First of all, shouts to those kids that get to play in Mercedes-Benz.
It's huge. Like, it's a great experience.
Yeah. And then also, it makes me think about Friday Night Lights and how the brand of football is just larger than life. Like, when you even think about any other pro sport, football funnels into that. So I'm not shocked that you got high schoolers playing in the Benz. Like, what are we talking about?
They have made it. Like, that's their, before the season begins, state championship. Because you get to play there for Corky Kell, and then if you come back for the state championship, you're playing in Mercedes-Benz.
What is this Corky Kell about?
So Corky Kell was created by a guy named Corky Kell.
Oh, okay, so there we are.
Who was in media, and he wanted to bring together these teams to kind of showcase the different talents across the state. And it's huge because some teams you wouldn't even go up North Georgia or South Georgia to go and go see play.
So it's basically decide who's the best of the best.
Yes.
Even though you might be, I see.
Yeah,
so
like people like Alvin Kamara, who plays for the Saints. He played for Norcross. He played in that Dome many a times, so it's one of those things where you're seeing the next talent that's going to be in the NFL for sure.
The one thing I love about this is I know that nobody's turning homework the next day.
Oh, absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those events where you
everybody gets off.
Yeah.
I like
for a high
that.
school student, I love that for them.
It's a national holiday at that point.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about, where you come and you bring some education. You see what I'm saying?
Donna was tangled for the kids.
And there were kids involved.
Yes.
There are kids. She got kids.
Stand by my statement.
You got kids.
Listen, they know they mama.
I like that. Know yourself. So listen, that's all we have for this week on Let's Talk ATL. Follow David Perdue at Do or Die. Don Montgomery, I'm trying to tell you, parental advisory warning for Don Montgomery at _ Don Montgomery. I'm just saying, all right? And I'm your host, Renee Montgomery. We'll be back with more MoCo. Welcome back to MoCo Family Business. Y'all know we got the MoCo crew with us as always. My wife Sirena is in the building. Then we got Snook calling in from West Virginia. Cole in the building. Y'all know the normal squad. We doing our normal squad stuff. I want to check in right quick, though, with Snook, Cole, and Sirena, because I know what's going on in y'all's world, so I'm doing a quick check. Snook, you still doing your two-a-days? What's your regimen now? Your social calendar still packed? What's going on?
Still packed, doing two-a-days. This past weekend, I went to an event that was in honoring or celebrating you over at the A Street reunion. That was very nice. This is their third
Montgomery
year in
Day.
existence, and they honor some celebrated, distinguished West Virginian every year. You were one of the 3 selected this year.
Oh, nice. Awesome. That's what's up. Shouts to the crew that put that together. Cole, what's going on in your world? I know it's football season is upon us.
It's all I know. All I do is football no matter what. It's hit the streets, football this, football that, mouthpieces, stinky equipment, highs and lows of practices and games. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
Good luck to my QB1, my nephew out there.
Yes.
And babe, we've been all over. Like
Man, we've been touring like for the documentary. It's been crazy. It's our first kind of tour. I don't know if I mean I'm sure you've done this before because you know your basketball career and stuff.
I mean we go to city, but I've never been like for the documentary dropping. We've been going to different film festivals, and so it's been.
We were just at Martha's Vineyard. Shout out Martha's Vineyard. It was amazing. I fell in love.
I fell in love with Martha's Vineyard, but what Martha's Vineyard taught me is that I gotta get my money. Give me my monies. Like I gotta get my money up. Okay, Martha's Vineyard is a very humbling place. Okay, I pulled up there. I'm excited. I'm like, ooh, a new screening at the Martha's Vineyard Film Festival.
How much does it say is a week? Like to just vacation?
Listen, if you're trying to just vacation for a week at Martha's Vineyard, they told me you need anywhere from $15,000 to $50,000.
I didn't know
15 to $50,000. And then when I was shocked because I was like, excuse me, what? That's when they told me get your money up. So then that's when I left Martha's Vineyard motivated that, you know, you think you're doing well in life and then you look beside and you see somebody that, you know what I mean, goals. Shouts to being sponsored and going around and people because I'm not built for a 50,000 week vacation just yet. You know what I'm saying? Like
I can't afford to drive through there. I can't afford the gas to just get through the town, apparently.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going
I don't even
a one-street tour.
You can't even drive into it, right? You got to take a ferry.
Yeah, this is not even a place you drive into, Cole, first of all.
That's right, Martha's Vineyard. You got to get the ferry and then go over there. I can't afford the ferry. I can't afford the ferry.
You know what I'm saying? It's a different
To catch you out with some fish.
Snook says she'll swim her way. They got that long money, okay?
That old money.
That old money, that long money. And honestly, like I said, I'm motivated. It's like I saw Black excellence, Black generational wealth all around me.
It's very inspirational.
Somebody adopt me.
A lot of history there too.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So I fell in love with Martha's Vineyard. So having said that, as y'all know, we got a crew that's multi-generational, different backgrounds, all the things. And so we thought, we've lived a lot of lives. I wonder if people, like if y'all got something going on, you can holler at us. You can throw it in our MoCo Mailbag and we're going to read your situation. And we're just going to give you a little bit of our thoughts of listen, you don't have to take our advice. It's just we're going to give it. And if you like it, take it. If you don't, flush it. So we got our Dear MoCo was what we like to call it. And this one is a doozy. All right. So y'all get ready because I know Snook and Cole and Sirena from our home. I know that this is going to hit home. All right. So Dear MoCo, it reminds me of that Ask Ashley. That's me. But Dear MoCo, I recently started a new job. This job is a great opportunity for me. So I'm doing what I can. I want to work well with my coworkers and also impress my higher ups. I've tried to ignore it and take the high road, but the amount of microaggressions at work is really starting to affect me. From the questions about my hair to the sideways jokes and comments that I do not find funny. If I say how frustrated I am with this, I worry that I'm going to be categorized as angry. If I don't say anything, I worry this behavior will continue. How should I handle microaggressions at work or in my personal life? Signed, trying to mind the business that pays me. Woo. Okay, crew.
I know. So, I like that
crew.
name.
Yeah, like crew. There's a lot to unpack here. So first, let's start out with the definition of microaggression, just so people know. It's a statement, an action, or incident regarded as an instance or indirect, subtle, or unintentional discrimination against members of a marginalized group, such as a racial or ethnic minority. So let's hear it, crew. Have y'all ever had microaggressions at work, in the personal life? How did you handle it? And how do you handle the differences? Do you handle it differently at work or your personal life? And lastly, how do you care for yourself in an environment that has microaggressions happening? So I'm just like, there's a lot to unpack there.
Definitely.
Cole, you want to get us started? Because Cole, you started. Look at Cole. She's like, this
microaggressions. What?
Well, the problem is that I'm petty. And so if you want to be microaggressional toward people, I can do it too. I match energy very well. And so, we could all just be a big ball of aggression if we want to. So yes, I've had it in business. I've had it in boardrooms. I've had it in personal life.
So how do you handle it in a boardroom? Let's say it's happening live, like you said, in the boardroom, where somebody says something that you're not feeling, and it's all our business professionals sitting right here looking at you.
Oh, well, because then we address both sides. You can't address one side without the other, because if you're addressing something that's happening with racial disparity on one side, then we can just call it like it is and say who caused the problem to begin with. So we're going to point out one problem, we can point out the other. We just want to make sure everybody knows how we got here. So I'm one of the people where they say, this is not happening at this location. And I'm like, oh yeah, because we put less resources in that location because of where it is. If it was on this side of town where the ethnicities are different, we wouldn't have this problem. So then I have to make sure that we're going to address it evenly on both sides. We're not going to just say that one's a problem without the other.
You were confronted directly, head on.
Absolutely. Because most of the time what happens is people put stuff out there so that you don't. They think that you won't. They think that you won't know how to. But if you put it back in their face and say, well, it's only like this because, then it's either going to be one or two things. They're either going to get mad, they're going to get sad, they're going to get angry, or they're going to get over it. But you're going to have to do something.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
one or the other,
Cole
you got to do something.
Like you said, you're bold enough to do that. Like, I don't know if even me, sometimes it's like, I've been in
Renee is the least confrontational person that I've ever met.
I just don't want confrontation. I don't want arguments. I don't want fighting, bickering. Where are you falling at, Snook?
I don't like confrontation, and I like getting the person to let them know that, I caught what they threw. But now they have to deal with what I'm throwing back at them, because I'm usually trying to be witty. And my thing, I live in West Virginia, so it's everywhere. You could go outside, it's in the backyard even. I won't even tell you what's in my backyard right now. But anyway.
Lord, we had to pull it on me, had to pull up.
But Snook, witty would have to sometimes mean that the person's educational enough to catch it. I don't have time to feel like that you are smart enough to catch what I'm trying to throw. I need you to understand that when I'm throwing, I'm throwing because
they'll catch it. They'll catch it.
Snook said what I'm throwing.
This is the other thing. I always try to be the best human being I could be all my life. And I try to be the opposite of every stereotype that they could throw at me. So if they said this, can't be me, whatever. And like I said, you have to learn, if you treat people the way you want to be treated, even those who hate you will treat you right, because they look ignorant
Snook,
if they don't.
I don't know, Snook. Now,
well, let me just let you know, the Lord is working on me. My parents are better than I. The Lord knows my heart, and He works on me hard. But I am not my mother's generation. I try to be patient. I try to do it that way. But when people do sometimes, if they feel like they shouldn't come your way, they won't. I want you to know, don't come my way.
Cole wants to stop it. I was waiting on you at the door. Cole wants you to stop at the door. Sirena, we have microaggressions that happen at
all the time. I always say also too that the microaggressions, it's just like, to me, is almost not even microaggressions. It's just like straight up aggressions. And women's sports is so prevalent. It's like, I always say that in women's sports, that's when you can really see microaggressions and just the disparities that exist in society, But I don't know, like, I kind of like to be a little underestimated sometimes. That's my thing. I feel like that's a hidden superpower. You know, sometimes people can underestimate you because you're a woman or because you're, you know, your ethnic background or whatever it is. But I feel like the best way to combat that. I mean, I agree with Cole. Sometimes you do have to approach it directly, but sometimes you just gotta, I guess, so to speak, the proof is in the pudding type of. I'm that type of person. Like, your work shows, proves them wrong. And I feel like that's kind of where I am. Like, okay, and it reminds me of this story when I was in college. This counselor, so I went back to college as an adult, and this counselor, we were going through my classes, and he asked me, "So what do you think you're actually going to get in English this semester?" And I said, "I think I could get an A." And he said, "Realistically speaking, like, what do you think you can get?" Yeah. And I said, "I think I can get an A."
Yeah, he wildin'.
Yeah, so fast forward to the end of the semester, I got an A. I ended up getting an A in the course, and I just, I will never forget that moment, because I just feel like, I don't know if it's like maybe my own experiences or my trauma. Like, I took that as like, what are you trying to say? Is it because I'm Latina? Or are you trying to say because my English is as a second language? I don't know. But I took that, I took that offensively on so many levels. But it made me want to come back harder. So that's how I combat my.
So you wanted to prove him wrong and get your A. Cole, what would you have answered him if he said, realistically, what grade do you think you gonna get?
Y'all don't set me up for this. Don't set me up for this. I'd be like, do you know something I don't know? I mean, is there something that you already know is going to happen that I don't know is going to happen? Because if I don't understand why that would be a statement that would come out of a teacher's mouth who is, your job is to make sure I get an A. Right, so are you not confident in your own abilities, or are you doubting mine? Because that's the way I would look at it.
And that's why, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's crazy because, like, living here in Georgia, I think that sometimes, you know how they say objects in mirror can appear closer than they actually, like, I feel like in Georgia, like, I appear younger than I actually am. And so Snook has actually experienced this while she was here in Georgia. But there's this thing that they do where I could be in line at the grocery store. This is actually pretty much my last time at the grocery store. I ain't been back since. And I'm standing in line at the grocery store. I got a whole cart, like, I'm snacking up. Like, I got chips, ice cream, you name it, I got it, right? There's a long list of stuff. There's a lady behind me that she has, like, I would say, like, 6 items. So she walks in front of me and she's like,
I'm getting defensive now. I'm like, what does she say?
She walks in front of me and she tells me that she's going to go in front of me because she has less items than me. And I said, "Oh, are you asking me if you want to go?" And she said, "No, I'm going." And I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is...
It might not be to the front of the line.
I was like, wow. And it got shocking because that wasn't the only time that that's happened to me. At UPS, the same thing happened.
At the airport, that happens a lot to us, too.
And I don't even want to talk about the airport when I'm trying to board first class and how many people ask to see my ticket that are not the stewardess.
Oh, yeah.
They keep asking to see my ticket because
I've seen it happening firsthand.
They will tap me. I think it's so bold. It's like things I would never do in real life.
Why do they? It is none of their business. That's the part for me.
They will literally...
Absolutely.
Right.
I have so many stories. It's so crazy. One time I was helping, so I make friends everywhere I go, as y'all know. And so it was in the TSA line. I saw an older Black lady that was, she was struggling to get her bags. So I'm taking her bags off the TSA line and I'm just kind of helping her along. It just so happens that she's on my flight. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. So when we get on the flight, I'm putting her bags at the top, helping her because, again, this is an older lady. Would you believe that there was a 40 to 50-year-old woman that was like, hey, put my bags up too?
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, what's going on?
I would have been like, absolutely not.
I said, oh, I know her.
I got something I'll put somewhere, all right.
I'm like, I know this lady. That's why I'm putting her bags up there. And she literally says back to me, you can put my bags up too. And it's like, to me, it's like, I don't even know what to think about that level of audacity.
Now, see, now I'm playing with the feds. I can't fly nowhere.
No,
Because
And that's one
when you get in
place-
trouble on the planes, you messing with the feds.
That's
And now you got
facts.
me up here with the feds. I don't understand.
That's facts. There's one place that you do not want to go crazy is at the airport because, like Cole said, you'll be on the no-fly zone. You'll be on
It's
the
the
no-fly
feds.
everything.
Yeah, so you can choose violence, or you can brush it off and just decline. I mean, respectfully decline.
And that's what I mean.
I'm
by
not
I don't like
respectfully declining anything. I would have been like, absolutely not. I would have put her stuff up there and sat down, and she would have been on her own.
My response was what I do anytime I get nervous. My family knows that. Y'all know what I'm about to say. I just started laughing. Like anytime I'm in
Yes.
uncomfortable situations, all I
Mom
can
does
do
that
is
too.
all I can
And
do
then
is laugh.
I'm the only person with a straight face ready to fight. I'm the only person.
and I'm talking all this peace talk now, but I do remember this one time that we were on the airplane, and this couple just did not like that we were sitting in first class.
Yeah.
and they kept treating us like, I don't know, like they had a problem, you know, and I did not like that. I did not take. So I was kind of
She
like,
be having to talk loud. See, Sam's way is
I was like, well, we're in first class too. You know, I was putting up my bag, you know, just like
we're
everybody
first class
else.
too. I don't care. I'm like, Sam, be
Sometimes
quiet.
I'm from New York. I will say I'm from New York.
Be
So I am
quiet.
peaceful, and I was taught to be nice to everybody. But sometimes the New York comes out, you
All
know,
right.
and I can't help it. So I'm like, hey, we're in first class too. We have just as right to be here as just like you, just like anybody else.
And she was saying that out
Oh,
loud
yeah.
for
Oh,
all of
yeah.
first class to hear. So then
Because
that's when
I get, you know, aside from me, you know, it's and then it's also one thing when I experience it for myself, maybe I can pass it a little bit more. But then when I see it happening to somebody that I love, no. I can't witness that and stay quiet. So when I see it happening to Renee, I definitely get defensive and I will get a little loud.
And then I get nervous because it's like, how am I about to calm this situation down?
Renee
Because
will
she
be like,
don't,
they can't hear, but like, I don't care. I hope
she
they
don't-
can hear me.
she don't like when you try to calm her down when she gets mad. So that's the thing.
Who
It's
likes
like,
that? Nobody, no woman likes that.
I'm so glad I've always been so passive all my life. I'm so
oh yeah, right. You know what? See, on that note,
That's a joke.
On that note, that's all we have for family business this week because now Snook's done got to lying because we know Snook wouldn't even let the people at UPS get in front of her. The same thing happened to her in Georgia. And Diddy tried to tell her to calm down and Snook would not because Snook said, I've been standing in line. Snook is not the one to be talking about calming down for microaggressions. But my side note is, before I thank the crew, if you or someone you love has done some microaggressions and you didn't realize it, now's the time to do better. You're hearing it from the other side. Do better. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you, Sirena, Snook, Cole. We'll see y'all next week, and I'll be back with more MoCo. Ooh, all right, man. Listen, we had a great time today at Montgomery and Company, and I hope you had a great time hanging with us. There's a lot going on in the world, and it can be easy to get overwhelmed and constantly stay in tune with our phone and the news, and that's me because I'm always on Twitter. But stay informed and take some time to spend some time with the people you love. Go outside. Get some fresh air, touch the grass, listen to some music that keeps you motivated. Remember to make some connections along the way, some real life connections. And as always, man, I thank y'all for joining us for another episode of Montgomery and Company. I'm Renee Montgomery. I'll see you next time. Thank you all for joining us for this episode of Montgomery and Company. Big thanks to our contributors today, Don Montgomery, David Perdue, Snook, Cole, and Sirena. If you got a question for the MoCo Mailbag, send it to us at MoCo or at wabe.org or at Montgomery Co Pod on Instagram. And you can always check out our full conversations in the Montgomery & Co podcast on MoCo Mondays at wabe.org/MoCo or any place you get your podcasts. This show is produced by Think Tank Productions in collaboration with WABE. Our executive producers are Amena Brown, Scotty Crowe, and Serena Grace. Production is by Matt Owen. Until next time, y'all, I'm Renee Montgomery, and this is MoCo, where it's all sports, culture, and family business.
WABE.